Hi guys, Rebecca the Explorer here. Today is 11/26/2016. The time is 4:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm running a little bit late today. Reason is I had to catch up on some earthquakes, which I had to actually get from Volcano Discovery. And then I had to switch over and got a little bit behind with getting them from GeoNet. However, I did get them all caught up. There is a swarm going on, and I am concerned. So therefore, we're going to go over these earthquakes that have just started kicking off recently. Now, a lot of this pressure is coming in from down here, as you'll see where my pens are marked. Down here from this 4.6, which was 478 kilometers deep. It was 800 miles from New Zealand. The other one was 571 kilometers deep, and it was a 4.4. And then we, of course, had the 4.8, which was 200 kilometers within 12 hours before that. On top of that, we've also had some deeper earthquakes, not too deep, but here in New Zealand itself, we had a few within the last 3 days. Then an 85 kilometer, 66 kilometer. We had some deeper ones, which happened before that, which were 175 kilometers deep, 169 kilometers deep, which were happening around these areas here. The deeper earthquakes that you see down here at 478 kilometers deep, they cause shallower, larger earthquakes to occur. Hence, you'll see that there has been there was a 5.0 last night that was 17 kilometers deep, which was in this area. These are to be expected. Also, there has been still going on with the 2s and the 3s here. So you can see there was a compensation for the 2s, which is the 3s. Then we've had 3s that have started out here on the ridge, 3.1 and a 3.8 at 35 kilometers deep and 40 kilometers deep, which are down here on the ridge area. This is also sitting where it looks and appears to be a submerged volcano. Then if we move over to this area over here, we've had in Cook Strait, we've had a 4.4 here, a 3.4 here. We've had 1, 5, 6, 7, 3.0 earthquakes. Then if you come down here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And that's just today. That's since I got up this morning. All these are pretty much last night and today. So these are all the ones I caught up today. I turned off the greens for yesterday. And so now we'll go and we'll check these areas out a little bit. So let me start to where the yellows are. And the progression has started like bounce back and forth again. What I saw right before the 7 hit. Our first one was a 3.0 and it was 14 kilometers deep. And let me fix the color on here because I was in a rush trying to get them on. Some of these didn't get the right flag. So there we go. All right. First one was a 3.0 and it was 14 kilometers deep. You notice this is also happening next to a roadway here. I'm assuming that there is, I haven't looked at it. Yep, there's water over here as well. So this is mountain. You notice there's a roadway. The next earthquake was a 2.4 and it was 12 kilometers deep. It's within the same area. Butte. Well, actually, probably newer. It's not like covered with grass and stuff yet. The next one was a 2.0 at 7 kilometers deep. And if you're in chat, I can't talk to you, but I will talk to you as soon as I am done. I want to try to get this out and finished real quick, but you're more than welcome to talk with each other. The next one was a 2.1, 13 kilometers deep. The next one was a 2.0, it was 21 kilometers deep. The next one was a 3.7. And I did tend to look around a little bit to see if there's anything that would have caused the earthquake to happen besides just pressure. And this is up near Gisborne. The next one was a 3.4, and it was 101 kilometers deep. Now this is a boat. I think it's a boat, maybe a ferry. It looks like maybe a ferry. There's a boat out there. And that was off of Waihariki Bay, which is this little area down here. And the next one was a 2.3. Now noting that one was 101 kilometers deep, so that will cause smaller ones around the area. It's not that deep, but it's deep enough, especially when it's a volcanic area. The next one was a 2.3. It was 7 kilometers deep. And it's a farming area. The next one was a 2.2. It was 9 kilometers deep. And it was off White Island. And if you notice how the proximity is here. This was exactly 5 kilometers south of White Island. The next earthquake was a 1.9, and it was 13 kilometers deep, which 1.9 nobody even really felt it. The next earthquake was a 2.3. It was 5 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 3.6, and it was 20 kilometers deep. And note again, there's water running down here. The next earthquake was a 3.5, and it was 28 kilometers deep. Check out the view. The next earthquake was a 4.6. It was the 478 kilometer earthquake that happened yesterday evening. Going into today. It was last night. I don't remember what time. The next one was the 571 kilometer earthquake. Then right after that, we had a 3.8 that was 29 kilometers deep. And those two, actually, I added those in as to where they occurred at. EMSC. The next earthquake was a 2.5. It was 33 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.5, and it was 13 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.4. It was 22 kilometers deep. I'm going to briefly go over these except for the freeze. The next one was a 3.3. It was 29 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.7. It was 16 kilometers deep. And this is where I noticed they're doing a toss again. These were just something I noticed in another area I wanted to show. This was over here on the Atlantic Ridge. When the earthquake happened on the Atlantic Ridge, it was here. And I marked the places because the other one that didn't show up was right over here, and it was where these two earthquakes are. I mean, these three volcanoes. And I think that's why this one did not show up on there, is the fact that there was an earthquake near all these volcanoes, which probably would have scared people if they had shown it, I guess. Anyway, the next earthquake in New Zealand was a 3.0. Oh, let me go back. It was a 3.0, and it was 13 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.4, and it was 16 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 1.7, it was 6 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 1.9, and it was 85 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.8, and it was 22 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.4, it was 17 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 3.0. And it was 10 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 3.0, and it was 10 kilometers deep as well. And they were both the same place. Next earthquake was a 2.6, it was 58 kilometers deep. Actually, it was the same one. I think I must have been tired. There's only one 3.0 at 10. I just realized that I had marked it twice. The next one was a 2.8, it was 7 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.1, and it was 6 kilometers deep. And at the same spot, there was also a 2.3. The next earthquake was a 2.5. It was 10 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.5, and it was 25 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.6, and it was 19 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.1, and it was 23 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.3, and it was 16 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 5.0, it was 17 kilometers deep. This one occurred soon after the earthquake that happened down by Tonga. The next earthquake was a 2.6. It was 7 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.3, and it was 14 kilometers deep. Now, these are just today so far. All my greens, I turned them off so that we can see exactly what's hitting at today. The next one was a 2.5, and it was 28 kilometers deep. Now, I wish I had better resolution, but you can tell this is also water running through here. I've noticed that almost every hill I hit to the water areas, which tells me that the mountains are moving. The next earthquake is a 2.8 and was 10 kilometers deep. You notice it's on that Y again. Whale. Whale. I guess that's the way it's said. The next earthquake was a 2.7, and it was 6 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 4.2. I want to see something real quick. Curiosity. And there's water there. And you see there's a town over here, I believe. The next earthquake was a 2.9, and it was 26.6 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.7, and it was 15.5 kilometers deep. Don't see anything other than mountain movement. The next one was a 2.8. It was 17.2 kilometers deep. Again, hi to everybody in chat. I'll come into chat as soon as I'm done, and you can ask me anything you want to know. The next earthquake was a 2.4. It was 24.7 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.3, and it was 13.9 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.3. It was 15.8 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.5. It was 28.4 kilometers deep. And it's flowing along this river area. The next earthquake was a 2.8. It was 10.2 kilometers deep. And it's also on this Y. The next earthquake was a 2.7, and it was 6.2 kilometers deep. And this is odd. I noticed this striation. The next earthquake was a 2.8. It was 13.7 kilometers deep. Also falls along the water area. The next earthquake was a 3.0. It was 21.4 kilometers deep. Whee! That turn always makes me feel ill. That was off of Cora Flat, Ingalls Bay. The next earthquake was a 2.3, and it was 13.4 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.8, and it was 22.8 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.7, and it was 13.4 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.2. It was 18.1 kilometers deep. Not even ask me what's down there. It looks like a very scary place to see. Okay, what's down there? Wow, what a drop. What a view. Next earthquake was a 2.4. It was 12.7 kilometers deep. You had to let you turn again. Oh. I wonder what they're doing there. Seems to be on the side of the mountain. I don't know what that is. Next earthquake was a 2.0. It was 13 kilometers deep. Looks like train tracks or a train. Next earthquake was a 2.4. It was 16.5 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.9. It was 17.2 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.2. It was 8 kilometers deep. And it's near the salt mine. Next earthquake was a 2.8. It was 25.2 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.9, and it was 28 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.3 and it was 20.9 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.8 and it was 18.6 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.5 and it was 15.8 kilometers deep. It's within the same area. The next one was a 2.5 and it was 17.7 kilometers deep. The next one was a 2.6 and it was 5.5 kilometers deep. Focusing on water again. The next one was a 2.5 and it was 7.3 kilometers deep. The next one was a 2.1 and it was 66.9 kilometers deep. The next one was a 2.0 and it was 5.7 kilometers deep. The next one was a 2.7 and it was 5.5 kilometers deep. Also along water. The next one was a 2.5 and it was 5.5 kilometers deep. And there's two there. The next one was a 3.0 and it was 28.9 kilometers deep. And notice that one is a 3.0, it's 29 kilometers deep. This one's a 28.9 kilometers deep. So they're staying about the same coming around here because this one is a 3.8 and it's 29 kilometers deep. And 3 is built up to something bigger. Especially if you look and you'll see that there's not really been anything around here other than 3. Next earthquake was a 2.6 and it was 13 kilometers deep. Next earthquake was a 2.1 and it was 9.9 kilometers deep. The next earthquake was a 2.7 and it was 14.8 kilometers deep. Okay, and now I'm going to, most of these are the same, so I'm going to skip forward and we're going to show the 3s. This one was a 3.6 and it was 29.8 kilometers deep. The next one here was a 3.2, it was 22 kilometers deep. This one was a 3.3 and it was 25 kilometers deep. The next one was a 3.0 and it was 15 kilometers deep. This one was a 3.4 and it was 27 kilometers deep. This one was a 3.0, it was 29 kilometers deep. Note that one's 29 and it's a 3.0 and it's 29 kilometers deep. This one's a 3.0, it's 29 kilometers deep. This was yesterday, this is today. This one's a 3.6 and it was 30 kilometers deep. And then we started with threes, 3.0, 20 kilometers deep. There's been a 3.3, a 3.3, and a 3.0. These two have been 9 kilometers deep, and this one was 20 kilometers. Then there was a 4.1, and it was 13 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.2, and it was 29 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.1, and it was 20 kilometers deep. Then we had a 3.0 that was 20 kilometers deep. And it falls next to 2.5. Next one was a 3.3, and it was 13 kilometers deep. Then we had a 3.0 that was 22 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.0 that was 12 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.8, and it was 19 kilometers deep. And note, in between these are all twos. I have no more ones. And there was a 3.1, it was 15 kilometers deep. And there was a 3.3 right after that, 28 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.1, and it was 13 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.0, and it was 11 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.4, it was 10 kilometers deep. Then there was a 3.2, and it was 56 kilometers deep. The next one was a 3.3, and it was 33 kilometers deep. The next one was a 3.1, and it was 33 kilometers deep. The next one was a 4.4, and it was 20 kilometers deep. And it's right here. This was earlier, yesterday evening, and this is today, 4.4. It happened at 9:33:27 a.m. New Zealand time. The next one was a 3.0. It was 5 kilometers deep. The next one was a 3.1, and it's 67 kilometers deep. And I did keep all the times on here, so if you ever need to look up one, ask me and I will pull it for you. The last one I have to report for now was a 3.1, and it was 89 kilometers deep. And in between those are 2s. So if you need to know a location for a 2, let me know. And again, I'm going to go back over this and show y'all pretty much all the yellows are 2s, the blues are 3s, the purples are 4s, and the reds are 5s. You can tell there's a small swarm going on here. Don't really have much of a swarm carrying on in these other areas today. I have not seen very much, but more here and here. And what surprised me was the ones that are over here, the 3.1 that's on the other side of the island here. And then back out here. And that has been your update for now. And thank you for paying attention. And I'm going to head into chat for a minute and see who's here. Hi, Charlie, Haley, Randy, how are you? Let me turn off my sharing thingy real quick.